I have been asked, and it has been suggested, that Ben Davison could have possibly played a role in the current demise or the lackluster performance that we see of Josh Taylor. A lot of people have wrote me this and they asked me, what do I think of it? And although I don't really favor Ben Davison, I think that he's a good coach. As far as training goes, I don't know. At one point, Tyson Fury said that the guy started off a personal trainer, never trained a boxer before he got with Tyson Fury. I don't know how true that is, but that's what Tyson Fury said. If that is true, then I would like to think that there is something called a lack of experience and a lack of knowledge simply through experience. So I'm sure that that has a role to play in it. How much? I don't know. But one thing I do know is when something goes wrong, we tend to want to point fingers at it's this person, that person, and it's the trainer. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we do. And sometimes that is accurate. Sometimes it is the trainers and, you know what I'm saying, whatever else. But at the same time, when these guys get victories, you know, the trainer doesn't always get the same credit as he does when it's time to discredit. So what I have to say about that is simply this. I think it was the Lomachenko belt jinx. I think it's the curse of Loma belts. I think it's what happens to fight. I think the same thing happened to Josh Taylor that happened to Teofimo Lopez that you currently see happening and going on with George Kambosos. I think once they get to that level, they get a little comfortable. You know, I don't think maybe Josh Taylor has trained like that. He was living off the hype of being an undisputed champion. So I'm pretty sure that he didn't go back into training camp with the same, you know what I'm saying, vigor and energy and determination and something like that. He probably went in very lackadaisical and didn't take Jack Caterall serious at all. That's what I think it was. I think it was a lack of preparation, a lack of hunger, and a lack of determination, and just basically coasting. Didn't think much of the guy. I'm going to defend it this one last time. Then I'm going to move up and then have some super fights. So I don't think he was really thinking about Jack Caterall. So I don't think he really even trained like that, you know. And could that also be coupled with Ben Davison? Yes, of course. But I think majority, that's what it is right there. I just don't think he took the fight serious. I think he got a little comfortable. I think he put his feet up. I think he went a little lackadaisical in training, on top of maybe training with somebody who's not no good for him in the first place. But just like Bob Arum said, that is the worst performance I've ever seen Josh Taylor put out. So I'm not saying that this is the new Josh Taylor. He just had a bad showing, you know, for whatever reason. And another thing that I noticed that Josh Taylor put out this tweet. Josh Taylor seems to be in utter denial. He's either in utter denial or he's not man enough to admit that he lost, you know, because he does not plan on, well, I can't say he doesn't plan on rematching him because according to, I believe, Jack Caterall trainer, he's actually interested in fighting Josh Taylor again without the belts. I find that interesting. So maybe Josh Taylor think he wouldn't have took the fight, you know, at 147. So I'm wondering, now that he has accepted and showed that he is interested in that fight, will Josh Taylor still do it? Did he just throw that offer out there just to make people feel good and make it seem like he want to correct this wrong? I have no idea, but I do find it interesting that he do want to fight him at 147 without the same accolades and rewards that basically he got cheated out of. So I don't know if Caterall team is pulling the bluff card or if they're serious about it. And if they is serious about it, and if he says he does want to fight, then there's no reason why that fight shouldn't happen. And when the fight don't happen, then we know exactly what time it is when it comes to Josh Taylor and how he felt about, basically, I'm not going to say him cheating. I'm going to say about the boxing world favoring Josh Taylor and them cheating Jack Caterall out of basically a legacy for the most part, you know, and that's a lot to cheat a man out of at the end of the day. Personally, I would run it back, but like I said, these guys want to put on big super fights and it's only that attractive if he's still that undisputed guy he was before the Jack Caterall fight. So at the end of the day, depends on what kind of character Josh Taylor is. I would like to think that Josh Taylor would run that back simple and plain for how it is, but he's showing that he's not interested in that, and he's also showing that he's delusional. He doesn't believe that he lost at all. So I don't know. We'll see. Will he fight him at 147? More likely, will Josh Taylor keep his word on fighting him at 147 now that he's interested in fighting at 147? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that need to be answered, but we're going to sit back and see how he moves from here. But that's all I got for now. Bruce Vane, I'm out.